going slow again. I don't even know why the fuck I have good internet, because I don't ever have good internet. This is so frustrating. Hey. How is everybody? Hey, KJ, how are you? I don't know what's going on with my internet. I'm so frustrated. And I just upgraded it. Explain that one to me. I'm using the highest quality Ethernet cable. I just upgraded my internet 3 days ago. So explain to me why my internet is glitchy. Because I would love to know. Yeah, you said for March, right? For March. You have COVID? That's why you don't leave the house. Yes, I'm using the best Ethernet cable there is. Which is why I'm doubly frustrated. Hey. So, I'm here. I'm frustrated. Has anybody put in their taxes and was expecting a refund yet? As you guys know, I went belly up because of my YouTube, etc. It was considered a loss, so I got a small refund back. And it was accepted February 6th. And it should have been hitting between the 21st and the 28th. And it's still sitting at accepted. It's not even at like approved. Anybody else having an issue? Because I'm starting to get kind of worried. I literally am about to unplug this thing. You're supposed to get yours tomorrow? That's great. When did you file yours? I'm starting to get sketched out, to be honest. You filed yours and got it back already. Great. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. So this is wonderful. Because I literally was waiting on this, and yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's great. I have a feeling there's going to be a freaking issue or something, because I don't understand why it's not been approved yet. I filed them on the 3rd and they were accepted on the 6th. And it says that it can be up to 21 days later. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, that's like the 27th, 28th. And I looked online and it said, yeah, I checked where's my refund, and it's sitting at accepted. Yeah, I did see one that said March 7th. I did see one that said March 7th. So I'm trying not to freak out too much. But yeah, it was saying anywhere between the 21st and the 28th. And then I looked one up and it said up to March 7th. So I'm hoping, because not that I'm getting a whole lot back, but I was going to have to pay in until I went belly up for my business. So I'm just hoping that still happens. See, they were telling me that filing with kids is going to make it come back later. Well, if you got earned income credit. Is that the same thing? I don't think so. But yeah, I don't understand it. I called my tax person and they said that there could be delays, especially because, oh, see, now you guys got yours back before they fired everybody at the IRS too, huh? because they just fired everybody at the IRS like in the last week. So that may have something to do with it too. Maybe. They fired like 7,000 IRS people, so maybe that has something to do with it. It's always my shit. But yeah, so there's that. We finally went up, got the tank. He got it all set up. And we're waiting for it to like stop being foggy. It's still being foggy because the sand is getting kicked up a little bit. So it's still a little foggy, and then we gotta wait. And we ordered the fish, but we're not going to go get them quite yet. We want to make sure that the tank's good. We're gonna reinforce the one my friend gave us because it's not wobbly. It's just kind of a little shaky, I guess. So Sunday we're gonna dismantle it and reinforce it, just so we feel better essentially. But yeah, so we're gonna reinforce that one. The other one is just got some like saltwater hermit crabs and an emerald crab in it, and it's cycling. He fast passed the cycling, so it should be done here. Technically yesterday, but we're waiting until a little bit later this week to actually go pick up the fish. We paid for them, but he had to order one of them, so I was coloring, and I got about halfway through the picture. I think I'm coloring an ant. So, not 100%, but it seems like I thought it was maybe a bee, but I think it's an ant. So, I guess he told me that my orange crab is out again. I didn't look, but he told me that my orange crab is out again. So, unfortunately, I don't have a lot, but I wanted to go live. I hadn't been live in like 4 days. And I had some stuff I was going to talk about, and then like my brain fried as soon as I hit the on button. Whoops. My neighbor messaged me today, and he asked if there was a big silver ball in my yard because it blew off his house. There's been a big silver ball in my driveway for, I don't know, almost a week. And at first I thought it came off of our house, and my husband was adamant it didn't. And then I went out and looked and realized he was right. And so me and my neighbor both just left it there because neither one of us had any idea where it came from. My neighbor somehow found me on Facebook, do not know how, and asked me if it was in my yard. And I'm like, yes, it is in my yard. So they came and got it. The bird cage is up. It's ready to go. There's no birds in it because of the egg. But the cage is up and ready to go. It's a big cage. I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but I have it. I have it on my YouTube, and I have it on my TikTok, and I have it on my Instagram. It's a nice big cage. So if they did end up having the baby, there's more than enough room for all three of them. So that's up and ready to go, and it's just sitting there waiting. We're going to rearrange a little bit. Maybe Sunday. I got to move a couple things around in the house. But as it stands right now, it's up. It's ready. It's got the toys in it, except for the 2 toys they're playing with in their mirror, which the one keeps beating the bejesus out of the mirror. Not aggressively, but yeah. So one of my birds laid 2 eggs. They killed one of the eggs. They smashed it. But there's still an egg in there, and as long as there's an egg in there, I can't move them. I had ordered the cage, and then they laid an egg. And then by the time that the cage got here, there was 2 eggs. And I don't want to like mess with Mother Nature or anything. So I'll know about the eggs by like March 8th. Worst case, March 11th. They take about 18 days. And I don't know if this is the first egg or the second egg because they smashed one of them, but I don't know which one. So I couldn't move them into the cage, but we built it in case, because if they smash the second egg, they're going into the new cage. Yeah, they're in a smaller cage. Yeah. They told me to get something that had a lot of walking room, so I got a big guinea pig cage. They told me that that would work, and then I realized that's not going to work. So I wasted the money on that to just end up buying a bigger flight cage. It's bigger all the way around. It's bigger floor wise, height wise, the whole nine. It's just bigger all the way around. So I'm out the money for the one cage, but whatever. We'll just pack it away for right now. But yeah, I really wanted to get them moved and into the bigger cage, and can't do that now. So as soon as they either smash the egg or it hatches or it just duds out, if nothing happens by March 11th, they're moving. Because the egg, worst case scenario, if it's a second egg, the worst case scenario is it would hatch around the 11th. It's supposed to hatch around the 8th. If it is a good egg and if it is the second egg. Otherwise, it'd be the 5th and the 8th, but this is the 8th and the 11th. If nothing happens by 11th, the egg is going. They need to move into the bigger cage. So they have 2 toys in there that they're using-ish, not really. One, kind of. And then the mirror. The girl really likes the mirror. She likes to bang her face into it. Not aggressively, but like she really likes the mirror. So I didn't take that out. But the rest of the toys and everything are ready. I got to get one little perch for the food. I don't like the way the perches are. So I got to get one more little perch, and then it's done. So hey, I got one more perch I'm putting in there that I haven't put together yet. And then just the 2 toys and the mirror, and then moving their big perch into the cage, and then getting one little smaller perch. So your mom was super chatty. How 2 words became 12. Yeah. I can tell you this. If this egg hatches, I'm going to be taking other eggs out of the cage after this, because I'm not going to have umpteen birds that, or I'll see if my pet store will buy them off of me. So I just don't understand why this internet is this glitchy. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's the webcam. I don't know if it's the internet. I don't know what it is. And I can't switch the webcam right now because I'm on here. So I'm going to try it next time with my other webcam and see if it's the webcam acting up. But I mean, the internet seems fine, which is weird. But every time I get on here, it's acting up, and I just don't know. I don't want to unplug the Ethernet and try the Wi-Fi, because then it might kick the whole live off. Yeah, I just upgraded my Spectrum, so it needs to quit. It was cheaper for me to upgrade. As weird as that is. It's just frustrating as somebody who like lip reads that it's acting up the way it is. It's like watching a Godzilla movie. So I just don't understand it. Yeah, a lot of people that have Spectrum have the Ultra plan, and it turns out they rolled on another plan and didn't really advertise it, and it's cheaper than the Ultra plan, and it's almost twice as fast, which it normally is. I just don't understand. This has been going on for a couple days with my live, and I just don't understand it. I don't know if it's my computer, my webcam, my internet, my Ethernet. I don't know what it is. I rebooted the computer, but it's not seeming to have fixed it. So Yeah, it lowered my bill by like $18, which I'll take it. I called and to find out why my bill went up $10. She's like, it went up $3. And I was like, oh. She's like, you're in a plan. She's like, you're grandfathered into a plan. I'm like, okay. She's like, I can get you a thousand millibytes per second or whatever. And I was like, yeah. She's like, you're at 600. I'm like, yeah, I'm not upgrading. She's like, I can upgrade you. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Uh-huh. And she's like, it'll be $18 cheaper and it'll take you up 400. And I was like, all right. Yeah. Well, if we didn't do gaming and use the internet for all of our movies and TV and stuff, it'd be different. But we kind of need it because we don't have cable or anything, and we game. And like I said, I don't know. At this point, I'm thinking it's the damn computer. So, and if that happens, I'm screwed. I mean, I can go live on my phone, but I ain't gonna make no money because whenever I go live on mobile, it doesn't pay me anything. It only really pays me on the internet or on the computer. Yeah, we have no other option where we are. It's not too. I'm watching it's a little bit better. It looks like it caught up a little bit. It's just a barely lagging now. We have no other option where we are. Oh, you have cable? That's what you want to cancel? Yeah, we haven't had cable in a billion years. Hey, Irene. Yeah. My bills can be $100 out the door. It was 120, but like I said, it upgraded. So I am gonna try doing a live with the Wi-Fi and see what happens. And with the webcam for the computer and see what happens. And see where I'm at. Oh. That's good, Audra. Oh. I'm cold. I'm always cold. I'm tired. I have a feeling that when I get off here, I'm probably gonna lay down. I got to get him up at for 4:30. He's getting up early today. Let me switch that real quick. So I figure I'll go live on here and then lay down until it's time to get him up. I feel like I can't sleep once he goes to work. There's always some fucking debacle for the past week. No matter what happens, I end up waking up every 5 fucking minutes. Today, we got up and went to the chiropractor, went to go get his contacts. They didn't have his contacts. Then we had to go to Walmart because then he needed sunglasses because he needed to wear his glasses for 3 days. And so then I took him to work. And then I ended up going to pick up the groceries, get gas, no, I didn't get gas yet. Got groceries, came home, went to lay down, realized I had left something in the car, went back and got it, laid back down. After about 3 hours, I got up, left, went to go get the goat food and pig food, get gas, went home. So I'm sleeping in like 3-hour bursts at this point. So I figure if I go lay down for like 11:30 or something, I'll get like, 5 hours about? So 4.5. And then he's taking the car tomorrow. So once I get him out of here, I'm just going to probably lay right back down. I made sure I got everything done so where I could not have to take the car again tomorrow. That's why I got up again and went and got the goat food. So I wouldn't have to save the car today. But, so we did that. Came home, fed the goats, did the dishes, did some laundry. Well, ish. Oh, yeah. So, colored for a little bit. I got about half of it done, like I said. I think I'm coloring an ant. Picked that up. The birds are getting a touch less skittish. A touch. Jesus. That's not good, Irene. Is that what you're trying to do? Probably need a drink. I told him I'd feed this tank real quick. Or I forgot. All right, there we go. Oh, wow, that's a really long time in the hospital. Yep, Sissy's fine. Sissy's good. She just went outside to get a drink. I think she wanted a drink, so I opened the door and she went out there, so. I've been watching, I bought the whole DVD series of Dawson's Creek and then decided it was on sale on Fandango, so I bought it. So now I've been watching it that way and never even opened the DVDs. But I bought them because they had the actual soundtrack instead of whatever they do now in syndication. But I was watching that last night. Sissy's good. She's on her way back, I think. She'll be crying at the door in a second, I'm sure. So, I was watching that last night, and I think I had a dream about Dawson's Creek and aquariums. I'm not sure. It was a weird dream. I know that. Here she comes. He said he was out. I don't see him. Come on. Hey, no, don't go that direction. Hey, ma'am. Ma'am, where are you going? Hey, please. We just went on the slowest police chase. Oh, there he is. He's trying to go underneath the thing. We just went on a slow police chase. She thought about wanting back in. And then she decided she wanted to go on a police chase. Oh, that's good, Irene. Yeah. She got into some food today. Twice. I've sat food next to my bed for a billion years. Never had an issue. Came back into my room. She tore open a bag of Fritos. Ate half the Fritos, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. Maybe Pepper did it. Then she decided to get into something really bad. And she's not dead yet, so that's a good thing. Because luckily she has a stomach of fucking steel. But we'll see. She's been acting fine, but we'll see. She's been acting all right, but oh, you bit your husband? I have never ever. Oh, let me tell you, in the past since we moved here, she opened up a box of chocolates twice and ate chocolates and never even puked. No, it wasn't chocolate. No, she got into cupcakes, which cupcakes isn't that big of a deal. The frosting kind of spooked me, but it looks like she ate the wrappers. Yeah. So like the cake itself doesn't bother me. Like that is what it is. Like that's not a big deal. There's never any real chocolate in that shit anyways. But the frosting is a little, I looked it up and there was nothing in the frosting that would be like bad. But she ate the fucking wrappers. Now, if they were that big of a deal, she would have choked on them or something, but she got them down apparently. So we're gonna wait and see. She's been fine. This was hours and hours and hours ago. She's not vomited. She's went to the bathroom since. Been perfectly fine. This was hours ago. As you can see, she's her chubby self. She's acting the same as normal. I'm just more concerned about the freaking wrappers. I have left. If I have a snack before I lay down. If I have a snack, I can sit it next to my bed. She does not get into it. I have sat, chips, rolled up in a bag, sit it next. What I do is I put it in between my bed and my nightstand, rolled up. Never had an issue. Never, ever. Which is why I figured maybe Pepper got into it. Even though she's never done it either. But no, she got into that, and I was like, all right, whatever, they're chips. It's not a big deal. But no. Explain to me how. I had set something on top of the cupcakes. Okay. It was a cupcake container. There were mini cupcakes. And so there was the container that you need thumbs to open. And I set something on top of them just in case. Never had happened before, but just in case. The Fritos were strange. So I put something on top of the container that you need thumbs to open. Explain to me how this little asshole knocked the thing off and opened it. Because I want to know where she grew thumbs. Because it was hard for me to get open. She waited till I left. Was when I went to go get the goat food. I was gone 45 minutes. Maybe 45 minutes. She waited till I was gone, knocked the thing off, pried it open, and ate mini cupcakes, and was done in her bed, happy as a clam, by the time I got home. I have never had this issue. I don't understand it. Twice in one day, unheard of. Unheard of. No, Pepper wasn't in there. It was just Sissy. Just Sissy. I don't leave Pepper in my room when I leave. I leave Sissy in there, in her bed. I don't leave Pepper in there. I come in and I'm on the phone with my husband. I don't even realize it. I realize there's a container on my floor and I can't figure out why there's a container in the middle of my floor. I look down. It is an open thing. She missed one cupcake. And I look down. There's icing on her bed. She's laying down. She's happy. She's full. And there's an open container of cupcakes. And I'm on the phone with my husband and I let out this freaking scream. And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "She opened up an entire pack of cupcakes and ate them." Oh, she ate the icing off of it though. Yeah. Never had, so I started crying immediately. I start crying. I'm yelling at her. "Why would you do that? Why would you do that?" Number one, I didn't get to enjoy them. Number two, I'm worried more importantly about the fact of even though she has a stomach of steel, I immediately get the cupcake container. I'm looking up all the ingredients. Everything pans out like there's nothing horrible in there. We all know chocolate cupcakes don't actually have chocolate in them anyways. And so I'm like, all right, it'll be all right. She's ate worse. She's definitely ate worse. And then I realized the wrappers are missing. And I'm like, that's what's concerning me. But I was like, obviously she had to chew them enough that they went down. Because she would have choked on them. Oh no. We bought a camera once. I took it back. When they were eating my couch, we got one of those where you could yell at them. I didn't even open it up. I took it right back. I was like, I ain't doing this. So, I mean, you'd think it's paper. People eat paper. I'm not saying it's great or anything, but people have eaten paper. It breaks down. I'm more concerned about the wrappers than I am anything else. She went to the bathroom after this happened, but it was like really soon after it happened. So, like, if the wrappers are in there, she could have already, like, the problem could be coming. So I'm like, I'm completely fucking over here, just upset as shit. I'm just sitting on my bed crying. Like, how the hell did you knock something off the container, open it up, eat all of them? You've never done this before with cupcakes. It's like I was having a hard time getting it open. I don't understand how she got it open. I do not understand how she got it open. Like the chip bag, all right, cool, whatever. Like, all right, whatever. You know, it's chips. I give her chips all the time. She didn't eat that many of them. The bag was like kind of torn open, but she didn't eat all of them or anything. Like she had a snack and I was like, all right, it's chips, whatever. She's had those. Rolled them back up, whatever. She asked for some more later. I told her hell no. No, it's not bit through. I don't understand. It's not bit through. You needed thumbs to open it. Like, how did this happen? I do not understand. I do not understand. Like, my brain is completely. And when I sat him on the ground, I was like, So I set something on top of it, not anything super heavy. Maybe that was the issue. I don't know. But she waited till I was gone and like immediately did it because she plowed through all of them and was sitting back in her bed, happy by the time I got home. Never even realized it. I'd eaten a third of them. There was 3 rows, and I ate a third of them um, before she got to them. I had a couple. I gave my husband one. I ate a couple more. So she ate less than I thought she did. Thinking back now, hold on. She ate 2 less than I thought she did. Well, she did it before a couple years ago. It happened almost back to back. Um, One, there was a box, like my husband had gotten me a box of like the Reese's, like that comes in a candy box, like you would get for Valentine's Day. Both times it was the boxes like that. And there was like 4 missing. And I yelled at Ember. I was like, "Why are you getting into the food in my, like I had this candy in my room," and I was like, "Why are you eating candy in my room?" And she's like, "I didn't do it." I was like, "Oh, who do you think did it? The dog?" Well, while I'm talking to her, Leia comes up, opens the box, and pulls another one out. And I was like, "How did you do that?" So fast forward X amount of months later, and when this was still my room, um, I had one. I don't even know or how she even got into that one. She got into that one too. And I'm like, how are you opening these boxes? Like how? Like I understood when she did it with the Reese one, I understood how she did it. That's not a cupcake container. That's not a cupcake container. One time she went into my mother-in-law's so she's eaten chocolates twice, never even puked, never got the shits, never puked, never nothing. My mother-in-law had her purse on the ground and she had KFC cookies in it. Sissy drug the cookies out of her purse, gave one to Yoda, ate the other one. Yoda puked. Sissy just was upset that the cookie was wasted. She got into my mother-in-law's purse again. Don't ask why. My mother-in-law had a pack of sausages in her purse, those little Vienna sausages or whatever. And she pulled those out, ate those. Like she's sneaky. She's sneaky. She's the only one who's ever done it. And luckily she's the one who does it because she's got a fucking stomach of steel. This dog can eat anything. I mean, if she can eat a box of chocolates twice and not even puke, I wasn't worried about the cupcake. I was worried about the frosting, which apparently is fine. So now I'm worried about the wrapper. Yeah, I really thought Ember did it because, like, why would you think your dog did it? Like, these containers need thumbs. She apparently figured out how to nose it open, but the cupcake container was absolutely bona fide, clipped shut. It was in one of those, the clamshell, and then you got to pop the side, pop the side. They make a clicking noise. You know that they're, and then you got to peel, you got to like pry it open on the side, pop it open, crunch, crunch. Yeah, no. Yeah, the one time she told the truth. I have zero idea how she got it open. My brain is literally overloading because I cannot figure out how she got it open. Like the bitch don't have thumbs. I don't understand. When I got to his work, because I'd gotten them when I picked up the groceries, and I ate like 2 or something. I ate 2. I got to his work. I asked if he wanted one. Could barely get it open again. Came home. Before I went to bed, I had 2 more because they're this big. I mean, they're not big. They're the little mini ones. And so that was 5 that were gone. So yeah, so she ended up eating less than I thought. But I don't understand it at all. So that's where we're at there. It's wild to me, at 13, like, well, you should understand she's done this before. not a clam shut cupcake container. Like, would I leave a box of chocolates around her? No. No. I would not leave a box of chocolates around her because I know what happened last time. But I don't understand how she got open a clam container of cupcakes that I was having a problem opening, which is why I felt okay leaving them there. If there's a will, there's a freaking way, dude. We had made a cake. We had made a cake and we pushed it all the way back. All the way back where the dogs couldn't reach it. This was, I don't know, a couple months ago. All the way back where the dogs could not reach it. Okay. Explain to me how the dogs reached it. Okay. So the cake got divided by the dogs that were out there. So there was like, what, 6 dogs? And I don't know how much they ate each. So I called the vet and they told me to induce vomiting. I said, how would you like me to do that? They told me to put hydrogen peroxide in their mouth and let them vomit. And I'm like, all right. So I got the hydrogen peroxide out. I got the recommended dosage and I gave them the hydrogen peroxide. None of these motherfuckers puked but one. Pepper puked, red, white, and blue, man. She puked. Had to clean it up, whatever. No big deal. The rest of them, nope. I don't know if it just dissolved the cake in their stomach. I have no idea. But they were all fine. They were all fine. Nobody even got the shits. That's why I'm not concerned about chocolate cake. Like, it is nothing. Like, there's no actual chocolate in it. None of them got sick at all. They did not puke. They did not get the shits. Nothing. Nobody got sick from it. And that had frosting on it. I thought about doing it to Sissy, and then I'm like, there's no point. She's got an iron stomach. I'm not worried about the cupcake. The frosting, after I read it, I wasn't worried about the frosting. And then I realized all the wrappers but one were missing. That's the only reason why I got concerned, why I'm still concerned. So that's where I'm at right now. But this was hours ago. This was 7 hours ago. And she's fine. She's not acting weird. So hopefully we're in the clear. And now I know that can't put cupcake containers around her because apparently she has magical thumbs that spring out when I'm not home. Also, I'm not going to leave chips sandwiched in between my bed and my nightstand where I thought they were safe, and they had been safe for months on end. You live, you learn, I guess. So I had that debacle today. Well, I don't know how the hell she did it. I don't. I mean, if it had been bitten open, it would have made sense. But it wasn't. I just don't understand how she did it. Because I made sure that thing was sealed. Like, it was sealed. And then it wasn't. And I don't understand how. So, there we are there. Yeah. Well, yeah, when I take her outside to go to the bathroom, I'll just make sure that, she's not completely clogged up. Just not okay, dude. I'm taking anxiety meds before I lay down. I have not had to take anxiety meds in like almost ever. Like I've had to take them in the last year. I've taken them a handful of times because I don't like taking, and I don't take like crazy meds. Like I stopped taking the crazy meds 4 years ago. I'd been on Klonopin for 20 years. And it always worked fine or whatever, and I didn't use it. I was supposed to take it every day. I didn't. And I ended up switching to a much more docile anxiety med in like 2021, 2022. And I still never use it, even though I'm allowed a decent portion per day. I don't really use it. And I hadn't used it almost at all last year. And in the past 2 months, I have taken it probably 3 times a week, which is insane for me. I'm not taking the max dose. I took the max dose once because I freaking needed it. I'm not taking the max dose, which it's not the max dose isn't even what is what on there. I'm not even going to try to explain that. But yeah. So, yeah, my anxiety is through the freaking roof. I've had a horrible, like, just on and off horrible month. I'm barely getting any sleep. I'm tired as shit. I'm cold all the time. I'm freaking freezing 24/7, but my thyroid's fine. And they won't test my iron, so I'm stuck being cold. I'm exhausted constantly. The past week, I've slept in freaking 2-hour intervals. Partially my own fault, not gonna lie. I should have been going to sleep earlier to get more sleep before I got him up, knowing that I was gonna have issues throughout the day, which I've had issues all day this week, trying to get a hold of that guy. So I was like checking my phone every 2 hours. So I wasn't getting a whole lot of sleep. I would check my phone, lay back down, check my phone, lay back down type deal. So tomorrow I'm hoping to catch up on some sleep. But yeah, when I get off here, I'm gonna lay down until it's time to get him up, get him out the door, probably lay right back down and try to get as much sleep as I can and get up earlier than I normally do. Today I didn't even know what to do with myself. I sat on my bed. I had like 3 hours of downtime. And I literally did not know what to do with myself. I'd gotten all my stuff done. He was late coming home, and I had 3 hours that I literally had no idea what to do with myself. Like I didn't want to color, I didn't want to read, I didn't want to watch TV, I didn't want to game, I didn't want to go live, I didn't want anything. I literally sat on my bed, doom scrolled and cried. Hey Marie. Tried to get a hold of people. Everybody was either busy or they didn't get the message or whatever. I had one friend that actually like got me through today because like I said, I was like honestly, if I was like a baby, I would have just been screaming the entire time. Because like I did not know what to do with myself. Like I had 3 hours and I literally had nothing to do. I was so like I was just out of it and bored, and I don't get bored very easy. Like it's hard for me to get bored. Like to not want to do something or to be like I am not like a listless person. I will find something to do. Like that's what I do. I will find something to do. I don't like but like nothing would work. Like I would doom scroll, I would get agitated. I would try to text somebody, they wouldn't answer, I'd get agitated. I went out and did the freaking dishwasher because I didn't know what to do with myself. So I did the dishwasher. Um, I went out, I fed the goats. I was doing all this stuff that normally he does because I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. I went on threads and like ended up fighting with like 6 people because people were freaking agitating. I mean, she's smart. Like, she's smart. Don't get me wrong. Like, am I surprised that she's the one who got it open without biting it? No. Am I surprised she did it? Yeah. Especially because it's never happened before. Because if it had happened before, I would have never put it down there. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, once something happens, obviously it could happen again. But like that has never happened. So that can't be trusted anymore. And I even had a feeling. I had a feeling. I had a really weird feeling. That's why I put something on top of it. I was like, could she get into this while I'm sleeping? No. I'm gonna put something on top of it just in case I'll hear it if it falls or whatever. And no, she waited till I left. The whole time I was sleeping, she didn't do it. When I left, she did it. And that's what seems to happen is like if I'm in my room, she won't do it. But if I leave her alone, I don't know if she gets bored, stressed, agitated, what it is, she will get into something. If she's going to get into something, she does it when I'm not in the room. Like when the chocolate thing happened, both times she was like in my room. Why she felt the need to actually do it while we were standing there. I think she was like, "Hey, this is how I did it." I think she understands a lot of English. I think like she understands a lot more than like you could get. Yeah, I said that and she starts looking at me. Yeah, you do, don't you? You're like a little person in there, ain't you? She was dead asleep when I said that. You know what you're doing. You ain't stupid, are you? Hey, you ain't stupid, are you? No, you ain't. Oh, that's good, Marie. That's good. She does. But I just don't get it. She's acting fine though. But yeah, I was like so discombobulated, dude. And then I was talking to my friend and I was like, I'm gonna color. So I started coloring. I turned on TV, I started coloring. I was waiting for him to come home, and normally I'm watching Life 360 so that I can be down there for when he gets off work or whatever. And I was coloring. I had turned on the TV. I started to finally like chill out. And then he calls me and he's like, "Hey, yeah, I'm almost at work." And I was like, "Whoops." But he said that he only had to sit there for like 45 seconds by the time he got done. But yeah, I like nothing I did was working. Like that is rare for me. I don't get bored. Like if I get bored, I'll just doom scroll and be fine, or I'll be like, I'm gonna lay down, or I'm gonna watch some TV. But like I I did not want to do any, like nothing worked. Like nothing. That's awesome, Marie. And then like no matter who I texted, like either they didn't get it or they didn't see it or they were busy or whatever. And I'm like that like almost never happens. Like that almost never happens. It's happened like twice in the past months, both recently. But like there was a time for like probably 20 minutes, but that doesn't seem very long. But for like 20 minutes, like I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like jumping out of my skin because I don't know what to do with myself. I can't get a hold of anybody. And I just sat there, just sitting there, and I just started crying. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do with myself. Like this is ridiculous. Like I have like I can't talk to somebody to get my mind off of it. I can't do anything to get my mind off of it. I'm just gonna sit here and cry. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like if you hadn't answered the phone, it would have sucked. Not even kidding. I called him after I called everybody else. After I called him and I was like kind of crying and he's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, I hate when people ask me that. Why are you crying? I don't know. I don't know why. I am. I don't know why, but I am. Um, got off the phone with him because I was like, yeah, you ain't helping me any. So, like, you're at work. You're not gonna have any solutions for me. So I got off the phone. And like 10 minutes later, Turtle Turtle got me through. Like 10 minutes later, she messaged with me until I felt better, which was great. And then I called Mac and she's like, it never came through my phone. And because normally she'll answer. And I was like, well, I called, it went to voicemail. Maybe I called the wrong number. I don't know. She talked with me for a minute. And then I was like, well, I'm going to go live. So here I am, live. No, it's not the fact I'm struggling. I don't know what happened today. Like, I was just discombobulated. Like I said, that is not normal for me. That is not normal for me at all. I don't get bored. I don't know. Like, a lot of people will get bored or they'll get, what I don't. I was pacing my room. I didn't want to sit down. Every time I'd sit down, I'd stand back up. I couldn't even think of things to do. No, I think I still have it. Let me check. Um, I couldn't even think of things to do. Like I forgot about coloring, which is why I was like, oh, I'll color. I forgot I had a TV in my room. Forgot I was reading a book. I just forgot everything. And then like, I don't know, y'all, it was wild. No, it's right here. I don't know which one you are though. Okay, yeah, I do. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, I'm always like I'm normal like that is it's just yeah, it was just weird. It was just weird. Like that is not how I normally am. And it was just like, oh my God. Yeah, I got it. I got it. I feel bad. Not Chewy, but Farmer's Dog sent me a plant for Yoda, which I'm slowly killing. It's because there's no light in this room. We had nowhere else to put it. It's cold. Like I couldn't put it outside. Kind of thinking about putting it outside just to see if I can get it to live, but like I water it. Like I don't want water, it wants light. There's like no light in here, even though it says it's like basically it's like a desk plant. So I don't know why it's dying, but it's dying. I've never been good at keeping like plants alive or anything. I'm like, I don't have a green thumb. Like when I lived in Michigan, I could literally grow anything in a pot. We had all of it. I had grown tomatoes, cucumbers, broccoli, carrots, lettuce, chives. I'd grown everything in pots. You get down here in Kentucky, we couldn't get nothing to grow. During COVID, we had made this big planter and like a big planter, like a 10-foot planter. And we did not have very much success, like at all. Yeah. It was weird. It was just like, I was so discombobulated. So you gave your plant another plant. That's weird. But yeah, so that's where I was. Just like, it was not okay. Came home. He was tired, so he was cranky. He basically came home, got in an argument, and went to bed. He was tired. Went in there, showed him some stuff before he went to bed. He went to bed. I didn't know what to do with myself again. So I was like, I'm going to color some more. So I colored some more. And I was agitated because 4 of my greens, now, mind you, they all worked the last time I used them. They were all perfectly fine. There is zero reason for it to have happened, but 4 of my greens all decided to dry out completely. They were all in a container with all the other ones. The lids were on, whole 9, and 4 of my greens just died. So I colored, and then I got cold, and I was like, well, I'll go live now. So I packed up all my coloring stuff and came live. I have no idea, Murray. I have no idea. Tomorrow they're voting on Medicaid. Supposedly, there's even some Republicans that are going to vote to keep it. All the Democrats will, and then there was a hand. All they need is 3 Republicans to flip, and from what I understand, there was at least 2 that were talking about flipping. That's for Medicaid, and then a lot of his orders have already been shot down by the courts. So I don't know. That's just another thing that I have to worry about. I have so many things that are just spinning around in my head right now. Like, I'm not getting through the days, dude. I'm just not. I'm just panicking about everything. Every day, it's like 3 things just weighing on my mind to the point where I just start unraveling. And now, like, this whole tax return thing, like, why isn't it here? Like, I don't understand why it's not here yet. It's just sitting there in received. I don't understand it. And, like, can this just go right, please? Yeah, maybe I'll take a bath in the next couple days. I've not been taking very many because we had to fill 2 fish tanks. So I'll take a few less baths to even out the fish tank fillings. Because I filled 2 larger fish tanks this month, and I got to refill it again because we're going to take it apart again to reinforce the base and put it back in. So we're going to try to save as much water as we can, but we're not going to be able to save all of it. But yeah. Trying to offset the water bill a little bit. Yes, it costs money for water. Costs money for everything. Costs money for water, electric, all of it. I don't live in an apartment where they have the water included. I live in a house where I got to pay for everything. There's apartments where you can get where water's included, but I live in a house, so I got to pay my water. Don't do that. I appreciate you, but don't do that. I'm just frustrated because I don't understand how people are getting back their refunds when mine's been sitting there since the 6th. And I'm just like, I haven't got like a letter or anything saying that it needs to be looked at or reviewed or more information. It's just chilling. It's just chilling. And I think like if I had like a heads up of like, okay, well, we need this or we're reviewing you or whatever, it would be different. But like I'm just sitting here like, what's going on? Oh, thought I had a well. Yeah, no, I don't have a well. No. I didn't even think about that. No, you don't just call the IRS. No. I'm just hoping, like I said, what I'm hoping is just that with I think I just timed it bad maybe. I mean, they literally laid off like a lot of IRS people last week. So it could have got pushed back. Well, I appreciate you, Sam. You're a good friend. I was going to message you, but I don't know. After I messaged like 3 people, I was just like, I'm done messaging people. I'm just going to sit here and be miserable. Because at that point, I was not in a great headspace. And I'm like, I already felt bad because I unloaded on the green turtle. And I was like, I am so sorry that I am just sitting here bitching. But like, it got put in my head when I was in my 20s from a person who was not a very good friend to me, that anytime I celebrated anything or like something good happened to me, I wasn't allowed to talk about it because then it was shoving it in her face. Because she hated when I had anything nicer or better than her. Now she could talk about all her stuff. But if I like, I think I remember I got a TV once and she was like pissed off about it. Like, I was never allowed to talk about things that happened good or anything. So I guess it just got to the point where I only talk to people when things are bad. And then I feel bad because I like trauma dump on people. So I don't know how to have a functioning conversation, I don't think. Oh, God. My elbow is. I went to the chiropractor, but I don't know. My elbow's jacking up right now. I don't know why. Yeah, I couldn't do anything. If I got anything nice, if I, she started up, we both were very poor growing up. And, here, I'll text you it real quick. I'll text you on it real quick. I think I texted you on it before. I did. I know I do. Yeah, see? I have the right number, just must not have went through. Um, we were both really, really poor growing up, and my husband got a good job when he was young, and her husband had a good job, but we just I don't like we got the good job. We did better than they did at that point. Um, I think we did better than they did pretty much forever, but they, when I got an apartment, she had a trailer, and it was, why don't you get a trailer? So then we moved into our first modular, and it was, well, she got a house. Well, why don't you get a house? And I remember one of the times, and it's just sticks with me to this day. She used to go. She knew people that apparently drug deal in the apartment complex that I was in, because that can happen anywhere. And she told me she wouldn't come visit me because, and I quote, her car was worth more than my life. Hey, Alicia. Her car was worth $5,000. And she told me that her car was worth more than my life. So she couldn't visit me there. Yeah. So anytime that anything good happened to me, or anything, that was good news, I wasn't allowed to talk about it. And so I guess it kind of just got to the point where I don't even like to talk about good things anymore, because then I feel like I'm shoving it in people's faces, I guess. So then the only thing I do end up talking about is bad stuff, and then I trauma dump. I don't talk to her anymore. We had a very strange relationship. We'd known each other since we were 5. And very on again, off again, on again, off again. She would ditch me for greener pastures. And then whenever there was a trauma, her brother died, I got called. Her mother was dying in the hospital, I got called. And everything was good before I moved to Kentucky. And the second I moved to Kentucky, she never talked to me again. Her ex-husband died. And I commented on her Facebook post, and she didn't even acknowledge it. Oh, just a person that I grew up with. My mom, she spent a lot of time at her house growing up because she didn't have a good home life by any stretch of the imagination. She was a wild child. Wild child. She got pregnant young, got rid of it, got pregnant. I mean, she got pregnant like three times and got rid of it. Um, she would, I remember being 15 years old, finding out she had alcohol poisoning, thinking she's going to die, literally. Like, they had to, like, you know, do the whole thing with her. She was in horrible relationships. She didn't have stability at all. And I was like this very exact opposite. Exact opposite. And I will never forget, I've told this story before. She had ditched me yet again. We had this weird triangle of friends. We'd known each other for years, and this one and this one would be friends, this one and this one would be friends, and this one and this one would be friends. Never have friends that are in triangles. And she had put this friend above me. I was the odd person out at that point, and her brother died. Her who she was extremely close with. They were Irish twins, and he died, and she reached out to me. And so, of course, I drop everything. And my husband had been gone on the road for a while. And I was planning this great big get together at a karaoke bar. And I had like 20 some people coming. And so I said, why don't you come out with us? Get your mind off of it, whatever. And it was a bar. And she showed up just drunk, so drunk, barely functioning drunk, understandably. And she came with the other friend, the friend that was and more important than me at the time. And that girl purposely was starting drama. And while she brought said friend there, for whatever reason, it was going to be put on me to take her home. And she lived far out. We would have had to go way out of the way, and I was already driving another. I was a designated driver, and my husband was drunk, and our other friend was drunk. Everybody was drunk but me because I'm a designated driver. And so I told the girl to go ahead and take her home because when my friend would drink too much, she would become very verbally abusive. And I didn't want to deal with it. And so, because I didn't take her home, she called me, and I was sitting in my driveway, and I was sitting in the driveway, and she called me for 38 minutes and 40 seconds, telling me what a sack of shit human being I was, how awful I was, and she had a lot of loss. She lost somebody, the most important person in the world to her, and she was drunk, and she felt alone. And so for 38 minutes and 40 seconds, I sat there and listened to her telling me what a sack of shit person I was. And didn't take it personal, didn't yell, didn't scream, didn't defend myself, just let her rant at me. Because when she would get drunk, that's what she would do. We'd go out to her house and they would drink. And I could always tell when it was getting to be that point. And I'd say, okay, well, I'd make up an excuse and I'd say I was going home. And I wouldn't make it, I wouldn't make it a mile or two. Phone would ring. Being told, I'm a sack of shit person, that why do I have to leave? Uh, whatever the situation would be. Um, oh, this is the wrong, oh, shit. Hold on. What did I do? And she would just say horrible things all the time. And I would just take it. And but I was always, she was always really important to me. And so I always just dealt with it. But that's another reason why I don't do well around alcohol. I just don't. Um, every time she drank, she was just horrifically awful. And would my mom, you could watch the stages when my mom drank. You'd watch her be fun, and then she'd get a little down, and then she would just be awful. And my dad drank, my whole family drank, all of them, both sides. But I never did good with people who drank. My husband, he was always a funny drunk, except for when he drank alcohol that didn't agree with him. We had to be very careful because we found out there was a couple that he had a reaction to. But overall, if he drinks, is not a thing. But the people that I've been around that were important to me, when they drank, they would just be horrific. So I was never a fan. My thing was, if I was in a situation and people started drinking too much, I would just leave. Or that's how I get paid, Marie. That's how I get paid. But so yeah, I learned when I was, in my 20s that I wasn't really allowed to talk about, happy things. So now I just bitch when I talk to people. And I feel bad. Because I feel like I don't know how to carry on a normal conversation sometimes. A lot of times, conversations will be good or whatever. They'll be normal. But a lot of the times, I don't really know what to do when I'm upset. So then I reach out to somebody and I just trauma dump. So it's unfortunate. It's more unfortunate for the person on the end of the phone. So I feel bad. I end up apologizing a lot when I'm texting people. I apologize a lot. Did you just get up to walk in a circle? That was your goal in life? Sissy just got up, walked in a circle, and laid back down. You all right down there, you weirdo? Oh my god, she went to get out of her bed earlier. Oh, we were getting ready to go live. And she was laying in her bed, and she went to get out of her bed and just face planted onto the floor. I don't know if her little paw got stuck. I don't know what happened, but she went to get out of her bed, and all of a sudden, I just see her face plant on the floor. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? She got up. She was fine. She was good, but she must have tripped. It was cute, but I felt bad for her. It's just, it's hard because, he works all the time, and I can't be bothering him all the time. He's at work. You can't, too many cupcakes, cupcake coma. He's at work. I'm not gonna, bother him all the time when he's at work, because if he wasn't a truck driver, I wouldn't be able to call him all the time anyways. And then a lot of the time it's just, we argue. If you guys haven't noticed. But I can't be calling him at work all the time. So then I got to find somebody else to talk to. And I feel bad because I don't know. I just feel like I don't know how to hold a conversation correctly. Sometimes I do. Like, there's people that I'll like text and just shoot the shit with or whatever. But it sucks when like you're in your own head and like he's at work. I'm not going to bother him. Plus, he just doesn't understand. Like, I am a very emotional person, and he is a very logical person. So his view is just, it's fine. Everything's fine. And it's like, no, everything's not fine. Not in my head. Well, why not? Well, because, no, that doesn't make sense. Well, I understand it doesn't make sense. But unfortunately, that's where my brain is right now. So that's not, super helpful sometimes. But, and then he's at work and I'm not going to bother him. He's driving, trying not to, kill people. Um, so then I have to message somebody else and trauma dump. And I don't know. And I have, like, don't get me wrong, like, I have good friends. I do. But I feel like a lot of the time, like, I was writing about this today. I feel like the only time that I talk to people is if I reach out to them. I feel like people don't, like, I sat and I thought about it. And if you look back at my messages, like, I'm always reaching out to everybody else. Like, people don't just reach out to me very often. Like, there's some people who will, but I don't get reached out to very often. So then, like, every time if there's a conversation to be had, I'm starting it. And then, like, they're having to deal with me starting the conversation. And then then they're going to feel bad trying to, talk normally because I'm usually in some type of a meltdown crisis. So I said today that I was like, I'm just going to not reach out to people for like the next like 5 days and see if anybody even notices. Like, just not even reach out to people and just see if people notice. And the sad part is I don't think people would. Honestly. I don't think people would. And I don't know what that says. But I don't know. I don't know how to have normal conversations. I don't have kids. So it's not like a, message and let's talk about our kids. I don't have kids. I don't have a job. I don't have any normal thing that people talk about. People message about their job. I don't have that. People message about the kids. I don't have that. People will message, other than, my marital situation, which gets talked about sometimes. I mean, I don't have siblings or family. So, like, I don't know how to have a normal, like, shoot the shit conversation sometimes. Um, I've been a loner my whole life. Like, looking back even at high school, I would have one best friend and one boyfriend, and that was it. I don't well, I mean, yeah, YouTube's a job, but like I don't have a place where I go to work, talk to coworkers, deal with customers. Like, I don't have a something to talk about. On YouTube I talk about my life. It doesn't give me something to talk about. Um but yeah, I don't have the normal things to come up with. So but yeah, my whole life, like growing up, I would have one boyfriend, one best friend, and that was it. I didn't need anybody else. I've always been really selfish. Like I said, that's why I don't get bored. I'm good at being alone. I'm like, I have zero problem going out to eat by myself. I have zero problem watching a movie by myself. I have zero problem just being alone, which is good because, with my husband being gone 6 days a week, it can get lonely. And today, I don't know, today it just got to me and I'm like, I am like lonely today, which does not happen that often. I don't get bored. I don't get lonely. I don't get anything. I just exist. Like, as long as I'm existing, I'm fine. But today, like, existing was too much. I just like that was like today I wanted to talk to people and there was like nobody to talk to. And then I felt bad. And then I got all up in my, feelings and hey Miss. Um so yeah, normally I'm just good at being alone. I just chill, I go on drives by myself, you know. I just I don't know if it was just because I grew up and I just never had friends. Like number one, I was not I don't know, I just didn't have friends. I was a lot in high school like I am now. Like to you guys, I probably look like I am an extrovert. Um, I have no problem getting on here talking to you guys and like public speaking or whatever. And I seem like and I like I would be somebody who would go out and talk to a bunch of people, but I'm not. I'm a very, very introverted person that doesn't like to be around a lot of people. So it's always been just super easy for me to just be on the fringes. But every now and then, as blue moon as it is, I get in that fringe and it's like, I don't want to be here. Like, I want to be able, it's frustrating as, locally, like, would I like to be able to go out to lunch with somebody on occasion? Yeah. But I can't, you know. So, man, my elbow really hurts. He even put it back into place today. I don't even know why it's acting like this, but it's acting funny. That's probably why I collect so many animals, to be honest. People are always like, why do you have so many animals? That's probably why. I surround myself with animals because I don't have people. And that makes sense to a lot of people, and it doesn't make sense to others, and that's fine. But I think that's why I collect so many animals, because I feel like, number one, I like having something that depends on me. Like, that gives me purpose, as if something depends on me. Like, there's a reason for me to exist. But also, it's like having something that, I don't know, animals are easier than people. People lie and people leave and people are assholes, and animals for the most part, I mean, they don't judge you, they don't yell at you, they don't, you know. I mean, I'm sure that they could yell at you, but not in the like horrible mean sense. But and that's probably why I collect so many damn animals. For people out there who are always asking, what are you doing? I don't know. Collecting so I feel like I have a point of existing, I guess. Because a lot of times, when you don't have family or local friends or a job, like a normal job, you're like, why am I even here? Like, what is the point? Why do I even exist at this point? Like, for what? Like, when your days are just saddled with anxiety and you're so anxious that, like, you don't even want to function. You just want to sleep because you don't even want to deal with it anymore. And then on top of that, you're like, well, what do I have? Like, what is the point of me being here? What is, like, I'm not here for my friends. I'm not here for my family. I'm not here, my husband's gone 6 days a week. Like, what's left? So I guess it's, a reason to collect animals so that I have something that reminds me that, hey, if I don't feed and water these things, they die type deal. To have something that, I don't know, keeps me accountable on the planet, I guess, if that makes any sense. Damn, dude. Who would have thought this live was going to get that deep? I was shocked. I got on the scale the other day, and regardless of the fact that it's been cold and I haven't been able to do the gym almost at all, and the fact that, yeah, I started drinking more pop, I still managed to keep the weight off, shockingly. So if I've started scaling back on the pop, drinking more water, and as soon as the weather starts to break, which it is, I'm gonna be able to get to the gym more often, and hopefully it'll keep getting me, a little bit healthier and whatnot. Apparently last week I ended up getting really dehydrated, in a really weird way. Like, I've told you guys about the time I ended up in the hospital so dehydrated that it like took like 8 saline bags before I functioned again. But that was like an over the time dehydration. Last week I didn't drink anything for 2 days except for like that much liquid, and it was not water. I drank like that much pop each day. So I barely had anything to drink for 2 days. And I think I told you guys about this, but I'm not sure. I had these really bad calf cramps, and I couldn't figure out why. I'm like, why does it feel like I've walked 10 miles? Like my calves are cramped, and I couldn't figure out why. So then I drank a little bit of water or whatever. I was not thirsty. I was not thirsty for like 3 days. Like, I did not need to drink. I was not thirsty. But I forced some water in, didn't really work, whatever. So I drank a liquid IV, and my calves started feeling better. And I'm like, that's weird. So I drank another one. And turns out, apparently, I was just dehydrated. Is that when I couldn't find my blood checker? Yeah, I think so, probably. Which I never did find, by the way. It's gone. I have no idea where it is. No idea. Which is fine, because I don't ever check it anyways. I don't need to know. I like being in the dark. I don't want to know. If you don't know, then you don't have to deal with it. That's kind of where I'm at. So, I mean, I can feel when my sugar's stupid. Like, I know when it's low. I can tell the second my sugar is low. And I usually have a pretty good idea of when it's high. So I feel like I don't really need to check it because I do have some semblance of self-awareness. Would it be smart to check it? Yes. Was I going to? No. So, God, I just went to the chiropractor today. Like, it should not feel like this already. But that's where I'm at. But if I want to get at least a short amount of sleep, I'm going to get off here and go take a nap until it's time to get him up. So I'm going to get off here, and hopefully I have something that I can talk about maybe tomorrow or something. That'd be nice. I know that I said that 4 days ago I was going to do better, and then I didn't do better. I'm trying. I'm failing miserably. But I'm working on it slowly, surely. I am going to start. I did get some editing software on loan to me. So I'm hoping that I can start putting out a couple more videos than I have been doing on YouTube. So I'm going to start working on that soon. So I'm working on it. But yeah, so I'm going to head out. So thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate you. Sorry that this was kind of doom and gloom live, but that's kind of where my brain is at the moment. So I was for real when I said that, like, internet drama is not even that important to me, and that's not important to me when I got all this other bullshit going on. I got other bullshit going on, like real life shit. And I only poke my head in the internet drama every now and then. So, all right, y'all. Thanks, Christy. I appreciate you. Bye.